Hello, my name is Herman and I'm a senior in high school. So today we'll be talking about probability and independent events. So independent events are not affected by prior events. So let's say if you toss a coin toss in the beginning of a football game, the toss does not affect the football game, or if you have to toss two coins up in the air, the second time you toss a coin will not be affected by the outcome of the first one. So let's start off by defining. So if you want to if you have a coin and you want to know the possible outcomes of getting two heads, all you have to do is it's desired outcomes. So I'm just gonna put DO over the total total possible outcomes. So let's say that you're gonna toss the coin two times and you want to get heads on the first one and heads on the second one. So let's make another one here. So heads on the first one and heads on the second one. That will be our desired outcome. Now we have to list all the possible outcomes for which is the probability that can happen. So first off we have heads, then we add that with heads, tails, then we have tails, and then we have tails, heads. So then we can just substitute it with numbers. So then the top one will be 1, because that's one outcome. Then we have on the bottom, the denominator, we have 1, which is the heads, 2, which is the heads, tails, then 3, which is the tails, and then 4, which is the tails, heads. So that gives us 4. So the probability of getting two heads when you toss a coin two times would be 1 out of 4 chance. One thing to watch out or look at here, since we have the tails, heads, that means that it is different from the heads, tails, since heads, tails is you got heads the first time, then tails the second time, but tails, heads is you got tails the first time and got heads the second time, which is of course a possible outcome. Something to look at to watch for is not including the desired outcomes in the possible outcome. So let's say that in the denominator you did not put heads, tails, you would get 1/3, but you need to include the desired outcome. Also another way is by multiplying the outcomes. Since we have here a tree, we know that the possibility of getting heads and tails is 1/2. Each one of these is going to be 1/2. So then all we have to do is just trace it down, circle the 1/2, and then another possibility is for getting heads is 1/2 again. So then all we have to do is just multiply 1/2 times 1/2, which would give us 1/4. Let me write this over. 1/4. So that's pretty much all about probabilities and independent events. Thank you for watching this video tutorial and keep learning.